Hey, what's going on? It is another week at the Financial Mirror, and I'm so happy that you have decided to join in. I couldn't be happier to be doing this episode. I think it's something that is going to touch a lot of people in some way, some shape, some form, some fashion. But bear with me. Today is a special episode. We're coming up very quickly on the holiday season, and this is going to be everything you're going to see. You're going to see tons and tons of gifts and lights and food. And yes, probably going to gain some weight. And of course, finally, presents are going to be exchanged. And I think that it is a great time of the year. More importantly, time to be with family, time to have food, time to have great food, time to fellowship with each other and foster some of those relationships that sort of can get thrown to the wayside when you're in the thick of the year. But nonetheless, it's this last one that I want to focus on today in this episode: 5 ways to save on holiday shopping. I want to go over these 5 ways, and if you will utilize them, I'm telling you, you will not come at the back end of this holiday season stressed, worried about your finances, worried about how you're going to make it, worried about all these things that you shouldn't be worried about. And it comes from normally the finances that come with this holiday season. So it is this last one, this gift giving, this presents being exchanged, that I'm going to focus on because that's where a lot of your spending goes to. So if it's more importantly the last one, the presents and the giving, that stresses people out the most. And so it really and truthfully, it comes down to what do I mean by this? Is you don't want to be outdone by someone else that's buying you gifts, right? They're buying you gifts, you're buying them gifts, and you don't want them to, they spent $20 on me, and so I need to spend $20 on them. It's not about that, right? It leads to a constant bidding war that happens in your mind where you're like, maybe I would rather spend $10 more than they spend. I would rather, put a little bit more into this gift so that they can be happier with the gift and all these things. And it's inside of your mind. All of that's going on inside of your mind when you're out doing this holiday shopping, when you're out buying these gifts, when you're out preparing and getting ready for these dirty Santas and these gift exchanges and these work events and all these things, all these gifts that you're trying to purchase. It can take a toll on you, especially on your finances. But when it comes to gifts, it's not just about gifts for others. A lot of times people also, they want to splurge on themselves during holidays, right? And so what do you get yourself, right? Everything's on sale. The bright colors, they draw you in. There's Black Friday deals everywhere. There's Christmas music, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of this stuff is cheerful. It makes you smile. It keeps people happy. Like, the holidays is a time of excitement, a time of joy, a time of happiness. But I'm here to tell you that there is a dark, evil side that comes with this. I worked retail for 8 years, right? And I'm here to tell you that these companies are good. They're very good. They're marketing. Their marketing teams, they pay millions and millions of dollars for a marketing team that can throw ads together. They can build signs. They have these departments that can finagle the pricing and how to attract people. How I can manipulate this sale so that I can attach and I can get this service and I can do this. I'm telling you, these people are not dumb. They're not just magically giving away all of these things for pennies on the dollar, it seems, because how much people stand in line and wait for some of these items. It seems that they're going to get this miraculous deal. But I'm here to tell you that it's not everything that it's all chalked up to be. These marketing departments are good. They make you feel like you need this right now. You don't wait next week. You need this right now. Because be honest, why else would these companies gather together these key store leaders every year in order to motivate them to push sales. I was there. I was general manager of a major retail store, and I'm here to tell you, they bring you together, all of you together, for a sales meeting on how to push and how to generate sales. They fly you out, and there's sponsors there that are showing these products, all these trendy items that are out there. They're showing you these things. They're letting you play with them, touch them, feel them, so that you can sell them, right? Like that's the whole point, is so that you can sell this stuff. And it works. It obviously works. I'm telling you, it works. They do it every year, and it's a make or break time for a lot of these retail stores. A lot of retail stores, they run 3 quarters a year, either break even or in debt. Or not in debt, in the negatives, right? They run that. They run it 3 quarters out of the year. They're losing money, but it's all for this final quarter. It's all for this quarter. Could be, it could be, I don't know. Every company's different on which quarter's what, but for us, it was quarter 4. It was the 4th quarter. It was time to go. It was game time, and you got to execute right here. This is it. This is how you make the year, right here in this month. So I'm here to tell you that this quarter is where people spend all of their hard-earned money that they've accumulated on things that they or the person that they gift these things to go unused. I'm here to tell you, 15%, roughly 15% of gift cards purchased go unused. And that's a lot. That's just the gift cards. Gift cards is the cop-out item, right? Like that's the cop-out present. You don't know what to get, just get a gift card. You don't know what to get, just get you a prepaid Visa. It's a cop-out. It's a cop-out gift. And most go unused. Not most, let me take that back. 15% go unused. So that's money that you just gifted somebody that is going unused, right? So this isn't me being, Mr. Grinch, grumpy Grinch, taking away all the holiday spirit. That's not what this is about. This whole episode is me asking, pleading, begging that you go into this holiday shopping season in charge and under control. That's what I'm begging. That's what I'm pleading. That you go into this holiday season in charge and under control. And that's huge. It's huge. That's the whole reason I threw this episode together. At the end of this, I hope that I can lay a nice foundation, lay out that context, and give you the why. Give you the why for why you should be in control of your spending this holiday season. So why is this important? Well, it honestly came from the fact that I saw this article, right? This article's headline caught my attention, and it said, Americans are ready to splurge on holiday shopping and plan to spend more than $1,200 on average. Okay, that's what this article said. I saw this headline. It absolutely caught my eye, and I said, "Oh my goodness, this is alarming." This is alarming. Only, I know this is way out there. I'm calling it the way I see it, but it's way out there. But I can tell you there's a stat out there that says 10% of Americans contribute to their retirement. How many of those are actually maxing out their retirement? I know I compare them to these things because I think these things matter. I think that people that are saying we're ready to splurge $1,200, that means that we've got extra money. There's $1,200 extra somewhere that I'm going to splurge using. That's a word out there. I'm going to splurge on holiday gifts this year, right? So that is alarming, because if 10% of Americans are contributing to retirement and the other 90% are not, that's quite alarming to me. That's alarming. And I've done many episodes on retirement, and I'm here to tell you this is not one of them. I'm not focusing on retirement, but I couldn't read this and not talk about how much money is going toward retail shopping. I mean, retail shopping. And people are not even taking the time to save for their retirement on something that's going to be very much more long lasting. And This retail shopping causes stress later on in life. Speaking after the holidays are over, people feel the financial burden, the financial stress of what they spent. And then that same person has now spent that and felt the stress of those dollars to turn around and feel it again later when they're about to retire and they don't have the money. That's the importance that I try to get to. I try to get out of that. I'm a person that I like to go off of facts, and these are facts. I'm not a person that likes to tie everything to emotions, right? Because emotionally, yes, holidays and gifts are great, but if you can't afford it, if you go out beyond your means of affording it, it does leave a burden on you and your family, right? So this isn't about retirement. I stated that, but I know that, you know, after this spending and that reality hits you, you know, January, February, March, it leaves a lot of people stressed. So after this episode, hopefully, if you'll apply these principles, you will have the knowledge to not be one of those people that are stressed. So let's get to number one. So the first one, we've got to set that holiday budget. So number one, set your holiday budget. And I mean, I can only laugh about this. I can only smile when I say this because you knew this was coming. So I decided to get it out of the way first. I mean, what is a person giving tips on saving not going to, I mean, when are they not going to bring up budgeting? So I decided to get out of the way first, but it's true. In order to succeed, budgeting this holiday season is going to be your game plan, right? You know, when you have your favorite sports team out there and the coach of that team is getting ready to go into a big game where quick decisions have to be made, where, you know, things are going to happen that they've got to react to, they got to have a game plan, right? So they know what plays they need to call in order to succeed. And when you go shopping during the holiday season, you've got to know what your plan is to succeed so you don't end up overspending in that case. So these stores are going to throw multiple deals in your face. You're going to walk in, you're just going to see sale, 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 50% off, sale, sale. You've got to be able to respond. Knowing your game plan is how you know you're staying the course. You know exactly what you need to do to succeed. So what goes into your budget? This is your game plan. What goes into it? Well, I want to break it down into a couple categories, 2 categories specifically. And that's based off of where you currently stand in terms of your preparation for this holiday season. So those that pre-planned for the holiday spending and those that didn't. So I'm going to start off with the ones that pre-planned and the ones that saved for holiday shopping this year. So if you did pre-plan, knowing ahead of time that this time of the year was going to come and you're going to have to spend this money, you've probably already got money set aside, right? And this, however much that is, that should be the total amount you spend this year. So you shouldn't be taking any out of any other savings account, only the savings account that you put this money aside for to save for this. And that's how much you have to spend. Pretty straightforward, right? So the ones who didn't, so if you did not plan for this holiday season and the spending that comes with it, that's okay. Just know that you're not going to have that much to spend, and you're going to have to approach your budget as you would a normal monthly budget. Just this month, November, and next month, December, you're going to have an extra line item on there that says holiday shopping. And you're going to have to budget like you normally would. Be realistic in this case, right? But you've got to budget as you normally would and put all the leftover money you can find for November and December in that holiday shopping line item. So, and that's how much you're going to have to spend this year. So if you were in this category, right, that says you did not plan for the holidays shopping this year, that's okay. It really is okay. You can start planning for next year come January. You don't have to be in the situation next year. And what I want you to know is you don't need to go into debt over gifts. You don't need to add up credit card debt over gifts. The people that truly love you, your family and your friends, they wouldn't want that. I'm telling you, they wouldn't want that. So don't go into debt over some gifts that are out there. Don't do it. So tip number one, set your holiday budget. That's your game plan. Number two, use cash. Use cash. This is a simple way to use the envelope method, even if you don't use it for your month-to-month budgeting. The envelope method is just putting, is simple. You're putting cash into an envelope and you're spending out of it based off category. So this is probably the safest way to ensure that you don't overspend during the holidays. So how do you do it, you ask? Well, I've got you. It's pretty easy. So take a look at that budget that you created and figure out how much money you have to spend, whether you were in the pre-planned or did not pre-plan category. Take that total and guess what? Go to your bank, go to your ATM, whatever, and take that out in cash, hard green cash, and put it in an envelope. And that's going to be your wallet for all holiday shopping. It's that little envelope. Don't swipe your credit card, please. That negates the whole facts of using the envelope method, the using cash this holiday season. Only buy things from this envelope. That's the key. Use the cash. It's truly that easy. And this is a foolproof method so that you don't overspend, right? Because let's be honest. If you go into a store and you're like, oh, my envelope only has $30 in it. This item costs $32. I need to get it for $30. They're going to look at you and they're going to laugh. They might be able to help you out if it was like 50 cents. But that envelope is going to tell you what you can and can't afford. So that's great. Capital One and Discover, they're not going to care. They're going to let you swipe it. No, oh, you only have 30? Well, yeah, we'll let you do 35. Yeah, for sure. And those are the ones that you'll regret, okay? So don't go outside that budget. Stick to the budget and use cash. Number two was use cash. So number three, you've got to make a shopping list. You've got to make a shopping list. So this one's pretty straightforward to do. The problem comes when you make it and then you don't stick to it, okay? That's the hard part. When you create this shopping list, you've got to stick to it. You to take advantage of this whole thing is utilizing it and sticking to it. It's going to help you save on shopping this holiday season. So how I want you to approach the shopping list is about as straightforward as the using cash. You've got to create a list of everybody, your coworkers, your friends, your family, everybody that you're going to buy gifts for. So if you're looking at this on the screen, this is a pretty straightforward way to do this. Just write shopping list top of a piece of paper or a Word document or Excel document. Put your budget, put exactly how much you have to spend so that you can see it. It's there right under shopping list, and then start writing people's names. So just write their names first and foremost. After you get a list of all the people and you look at it, you check it twice, you find out if they're naughty or nice, you give them what they need by putting a $sign with their name. You heard that right. You're getting them what they need, but you're putting the $sign by their name. They're getting a dollar amount. They're getting a percentage of your budget. That's what they're getting. Nothing more, nothing less. So if you want to do it that way, if you want to say, well, I've got a budget of this, I want this person to get 20% of my budget, I want this person to get 3% of my budget, you can. That's a method, right? But you've got to figure out how much you're going to give each person. Once you do that, time to go shopping, right? Like that is your, how you've got your game plan with your budget. You're using cash, if you're, especially use cash if you're not, very, stern on not allowing yourself to spend more than your budget. And then that last part is making that shopping list. You've got all of those things. And this is important. That shopping list is important because you got to focus on the how much you can spend on each individual person, not the what. You're not focusing on what they're getting. Not yet. You're focusing on what or how much they're getting of your budget, what percentage. So once you know how much, start thinking about thoughtful gifts that are at or under that amount. And that's how you're going to push through this shopping list. You're going to go shopping, you're going to search, you're going to find, you're going to put together a game plan of how you're going to attack this, how you're going to go out and shop, and ultimately get everything that you need for this holiday season under that budget. Pretty straightforward, right? So that's 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So number 4. Number 4 is a big one. Number 4 is you've got to avoid last minute shopping. You've got to avoid last minute shopping. You can't be late to the party. You cannot be late, because being late last minute and being late on anything is not ever a good idea. It only worsens when you think about last minute holiday shopping. If you can imagine the commotion that's going on inside of retail stores, if you can imagine everything that's happening inside of these stores, it's a madhouse. People are going nuts. I mean, people, when I was in a retail store, I used to just see people literally tug of warring over the last item in the store, like that was on sale in the store. I used to see people fussing, complaining with employees and each other as customers. It's real. I'm telling you, it's real. You don't want to be last minute shopping. When you are doing things last minute, you'll be driven by emotion, and that's how you can make quick decisions that are sometimes not the best decisions. When you're shopping in this like last minute panicky mentality, you're going to lead to more like panic spending. It's going to make you buy things without much regard to the price because you just need it. You need that item. You thought about it. It was in your budget, and now it's not because it's last minute and you just need to go grab it. And when you go grab it, it's an extra $10. Well, it's not a good idea. Switch to another gift. And that's truthful. So don't do that. Don't do any of the last minute shopping. I'm telling you, stick to numbers 1 through 3 in this list and you should be fine. It shouldn't lead you to this whole last minute shopping fianza because you've made your budget, you've went and got your cash, and you've made your shopping list and you know what they're going to get. The even better part now is a lot of deals like Black Friday deals and Christmas holiday deals and all that are starting to show up as they're honoring it before Black Friday. So a lot of retail stores this year are doing like Black Friday deals early, right? So sort of keeps all that headache out of it. So you can technically, for a lot of the stores, you can go get the items at the same price. And if it does drop lower on Black Friday, they'll honor the new price. I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. So if you can take advantage of things like that, that's how you prevent yourself from doing this panic spending where you just are spontaneously making decisions with your finances that you will feel later. And the last one, and I had to save this for last, it's very, very important. And I want to end on this. Thoughtful gifts are better than expensive ones. And I think that's the key. The key takeaway from this is that you've got to be thoughtful about the gifts that you're picking. Gifts are not all about how much an item was, right? You should never expect anyone to buy you something expensive because of the holiday, and your loved one shouldn't be expecting the same. Like that's a very unrealistic and material expectation, and you're better than that. They're better than that. Instead, I want you to focus on thinking of gifts that can sort of brighten someone's day, put a smile on their face, gifts that are going to create this element of surprise, right? They're going to see it. They're going to smile. They're going to be happy. They're going to be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you thought of this. Maybe more personalized, maybe an item that's engraved or etched or whatever, that's personalized to them, something that they can use, something like a coffee mug, a beer mug, something that is for them that they will be happy with, and ultimately something that they can use for a while or maybe even a lifetime. Those are the things that are much better received. These trendy gifts, they bring this like temporary happiness, but they really don't make good, long-lasting gifts, and that's what we want to focus on. And that's why number 5 is that thoughtful gifts are better than expensive ones. So get thoughtful gifts. When you're making that shopping list and you're putting those dollar amounts to each person, think about what kind of gifts you can get that are thoughtful. Gifts that are not gift cards. Gifts that are not prepaid visas. Gifts that are not these trendy items that are here this year and gone the next. Be specific and come up with some solid, thoughtful gifts. And I'm telling you, it will lead to a much happier and much more joyous experience with the gift recipient in this year's Christmas. And so wrapping this up, I truly want to encourage and inspire you to make this holiday shopping season different. So every year we go through the same thing where people overspend and then they feel it. January, February, March, they're feeling it. They're bouncing back. Just when June and July hits, they're finally getting back on their feet. They're already getting pounded with the next holiday season coming up. So don't let this year create the same stress and anxiety and other emotions that you have felt in other years, right? This is the year that you're going to enjoy the holiday, and you're not going to pay for it for months and months to come in the year 2022. If you'll take these steps and you'll take these tips and everything that it entails, I assure you, I'm telling you, I assure you that you will be much happier with your finances moving forward and into the new year and continuing the wealth building that you've been doing toward your financial freedom that you've been on. I'm telling you. So if at this point you're like, this is great, this is awesome, thank you for this, I appreciate it. I do appreciate it, because I need to hear these things too. Everybody's human. Everybody wants to go out and get gifts for their loved ones. I got it. But you don't need to go into debt to do it. You don't need to take out additional balances to do it. You don't need to make decisions that you're going to pay for literally and figuratively later on down the line. So if you are ready to take control of your finances and ensure that your finances are set up to get where you need to go in your life or in your financial journey, or if you're trying to worry about how you're going to make it through the next month or the next 2 months, get through the holiday season, I got you. I can be the financial coach that you need. So go to thefinancialmirror.org/contact and fill out the contact form. You'll be right in touch with my personal touch. You'll be right there with me. We'll sit down, we'll talk, and we will go through everything on your first free consultation so that we can get you started and get you moving in the right direction. I missed this slide, so I have to go back to it, but it said, I'm not sure how much I've spent on Christmas presents, and at this point, I'm afraid to check my bank account. That's the stress and anxiety that so many people feel that you don't have to feel. And finally, the last thing, the holidays are coming up. If you are so happy with this stream and you do want to share it with some people, I can show you some very thoughtful gifts. The Financial Mirror does have a merch store. Go to thefinancialmirror.org/merch and pick you up some awesome Financial Mirror gear. These do turn out to be phenomenal presents. I mean, you got the shirts, boom, very comfy shirts. So pick you up a shirt. All the sizes are great. So pick you true to size, get the size you need. Anything from coffee mugs to shirts to jackets to hats to anything, it's on there. Finally, I truly appreciate everyone tuning in. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share. If you are listening to this on the podcast, thank you. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a 5-star review and a written comment. Both of those truly go a super long way in getting this information out to more and more people that are really needing that extra push, that extra oomph on their finances. So until next week, continue improving the one thing you can control, yourself. Peace.